serve others. If you lack confidence in that, yeah, you're probably running programs that are going to prevent you from being successful in those things. So, what kind of insecurity programs are you running? So, the first part of this to be really responsible is to do that acute level of self assessment, that acute level of self awareness that is so required for us to heal and transform the programs that we run that are blocking us from being our reaching our highest potential or being the best version of ourselves. And the best version of yourself doesn't lack any confidence, no matter who you are. That much I can tell you. Okay. There is a difference between being insecure, lacking confidence, and being scared to be around people or your social settings or whatever. Would never want to be on stage, not my thing, wouldn't want to speak in front of an audience. There's that. And then there's the I just lack the confidence. I can't do it. That's why I would never want to do it. There, you see it that there are different levels of why we don't want to do certain things. And some of them is why the hell would you ever do that? You don't have to do that. It's not a big deal. But are you blocking or preventing yourself from doing something because you lack the confidence, because you're afraid, because you're insecure? You run these silly programs that are keeping you limited and holding you back. So the first part of this is you're always self assessing and looking at what programs am I running that are blocking me from being confident. Not how do I learn how to be confident? Don't take that approach. It's silly, it's ridiculous, and it is cumbersome, and you're probably not going to get very far. Your most people, when they approach it in that way, to be perfectly honest, they tend to overcompensate for the fact that they don't feel confident. They overcompensate for the fact they feel insecure and worried and they're afraid and they're really worried about people liking them or not, whatever. And they tend to come across then and be really arrogant, because arrogance, when people are really arrogant, it's really because they're insanely insecure. So they overcompensate. They try to hide how insecure they are, their low self worth. They, all of those programs related to that, they try to hide and pretend like they're not there by being really arrogant, right? So arrogance is one of the biggest red flags, the biggest signs of I'm so insecure within myself, I have to overcompensate for that by being arrogant. And if I'm that, I can kind of dominate and control the room and nobody will question me and I might be safe, right? So understand that those programs are running. And the programs that hold us back and don't allow us to reach our fullest potential are often ones of, again, fear of failure, low self worth, insecurity, I'm not good enough, that kind of stuff. All right. So those programs need to be addressed. Like, you need to transform them. You need to see them for what they are. You need to love them. And you need to grow up your inner child who's still holding you back from being where you could be. Because when an inner child is like, oh, I felt a little insecure when I was younger because of, could be any reason, everybody has their reasons and how they were raised, but for whatever reasons are unique to you, a lot of people have to grow up their inner child. They need to grow up and stop running the show and lacking confidence so that you can actually show up as a powerful adult in this world, because we need your light. Right. So there is the second part of this is find out what part of your inner child is actually holding you back. It's time to grow up. That inner child needs to grow up. So you need to become the mystical parent, and you need to be able to teach that inner child of yours that isn't fully healed yet and runs insecurity programs how to grow up out of the programs that he or she is running, that's keeping you, the adult you, small and limited and held back. All right. So those are two main ways and reasons why people are lacking confidence in whatever area of life. It could be that could mean anything for you. Okay. Here's the other big one that we're going to dive into, though. People who are lacking in confidence aren't yet living from the level of universal truth. They're not yet living from the level of universal truth, from divine truth. Okay. When you learn what it actually looks like, feels like, is like to live from the level of truth, you cannot possibly lack confidence. How is that so? Because the truth is, there is something in every person that is a genius. That is the truth. Every human being has genius. Whatever special way that is, whatever that means for you, that's for you to discover. That is unique to you. But every person's a genius. You have genius in you. So when you live from capital T truth, you already know, even if you haven't found it yet, you know you have genius in there. That's how the hell could you not be confident when you know you're a goddamn genius? You kidding me? Everybody has their own variation and version of Einstein, whatever that means for you. You have it. So when you live from truth, it's like, well, shit, I'm a genius. So the hell would I lack confidence for? Next, because everybody's now living in full truth, universal truth. You also understand that there are things that you're really good at, not genius, but you're really good at things. And there are certain things that you're really good at. And then so why the hell would you not have confidence when you're really good at things? So I hope some of you are like, I'm getting the thought and idea of like writing in my journal what my genius is and then what I'm really good at. And then I want you to write what you're just like good at. So what are you good at? Because then there are things that you're not really, really good at, but you're good at other things. You might be good at making people laugh, but it doesn't mean that's your genius. You're not a famous comedian. You see the difference? But you might be funny. And you might incorporate that in your work day or when you're with friends and when you're socializing or maybe with your kids if you have kids. Like you might have, maybe you and your partner banter back and forth and joke around and make each other laugh so hard. So you might be good at that. And then there are things that you're just not good at and things that you're bad at. Why would any shame be triggered in that? When you are learning how and you walk the path of living in divine truth, that's just the goddamn truth. Why would you feel insecure or embarrassed or like you're not good enough when there are things in life that you're bad at? And then there are things in life that you're really shitty at. And then there are things in life that you will never, somebody could pay you $3 billion if you could achieve this thing. You're like, motherfucker, I'm missing out on $3 billion. You gotta be kidding me. You're missing out on it because you suck at that. You're never going to do that. You can't. You don't have the skills. You don't have the brains. You don't have there's nothing you're going to be able to do to achieve that thing. Nothing. Because you suck at some things, people. Hello, you're supposed to. The truth is, you can't be anything at all, no matter what that is. You're not here to be anything. You're here to be something. And that is part of your journey of discovery to figure out what things you're here to achieve. Some of the things you're here to experience and achieve are fleeting and short term. They're there to build you up and allow you to grow. And some of the things that you're here to do is to show what your genius is. There's your truth. Find out what your soul wants you to do. Because when you waste your time, and a lot of people do, they waste their time on things that they're not meant to do in this lifetime. That's why I tell you, stop telling your goddamn kids they can be anything they want to be in life. Nuh-uh, because some of them are too damn stupid, cannot pass high school. And if they can't do that, they can't be a freaking astronaut. They're not smart enough to. And when I say that, like all the people like, oh, cringing. It's like, give me a break. You know your kid is 5 IQ points above mental retardation. You had them tested. Why would you then say you can be anything? but I want to be what my best friend who's like this like genius nerd. Well, but you're not going to be what your best friend who has an IQ of like 185. It's not, you can't. But can you still be a genius in something? Yes. Just because you don't have the intellectual genius and you can't be an astrophysicist doesn't mean you can't be a genius in whatever it is you're here to do. You see the difference? That's what you're learning how to discern when you learn to live and speak the language of universal truth versus this bullshit we spew out all the time to each other, especially to kids. Jesus. The topic is confidence. How do you have so much confidence? How do you get confident? Live from truth. You don't ever have to try to be confident when you live from truth. When I live from truth, I'm able to say, okay, these are the things that I suck at. I am never going to be good at that. Here's the things that I'm just bad at. Here are the things I'm like so. Here are the things I'm good at. Here are the things I'm like awesome. And then here's my genius. What is there to be insecure about with any of that? You see all these different levels of where we are in any aspect of our lives, and they're all wonderful. They are all wonderful. Some of the things that we're really bad at, it's there so we can learn to appreciate these things in other people. And we can learn how to applaud the genius in other people. And it also will gently guide us to one day live from a level of oneness in all of our differences and everything that you suck at, but I'm fucking amazing at, and everything that I'm terrible at that you're really amazing and that's your genius. All of those things are there so that we can really rise up and learn what it means to appreciate all others for not just for their genius, their unique differences compared to me, but because in that way, we're also the same. Because we're here having a life experience, a human experience as a divine soul, where I get to play with this stuff over here and I get to be a genius over here. And I can't touch that realm over there, but you're a genius and you are awesome. And you appreciate me for what I bring to the table. And I damn well better appreciate you for what you bring to the table. We are uniquely different in our sameness. And even though we're the same, we're very different. And both of those are true. Hello, and thank you so much for watching this clip. To gain instant access to this entire class and countless others, go to www.mastersofselfuniversity.com and become a member now. As a monthly member, you receive unlimited access to all of the live classes and group coaching sessions offered every month. Plus, you'll gain instant access to all of the video replays of the previously taught classes. The only thing you have to lose are your programs and woundedness that have been holding you back. Learn how to master life and love by becoming a member of Masters of Self University now. Go ahead, join us now, and I'll see you on the inside.